Hi, I'm Audrey and welcome to my January wrap-up. I have a hard time putting the camera properly because my dog is laying down just beside me and between me and the camera. So I hope the setting will be okay. Last year I had a very busy November month and I didn't read as much as I wanted, even though I did have a lot of audiobooks since I had a lot of driving. And then if you've seen my December vlog or December wrap-up, you know that I did not read as much as I wanted in December. So to start 2026 in January, it seems that my body wanted to read as much as possible and compensate for those 2 months where I didn't read as much as I wanted. So this month I read 11 books apparently, finished 11 books, including 3 audiobooks. So yeah, let's go through it all. My dog just moved the camera, but it's okay, it's fine. I'm still in the frame, so we're good. When doing my December wrap-up, I realized that my memory is really not what it used to be. I used to have a very good memory, and then, well, thank you, life and depression and all those things, and now it's not as good as it was. So I thought, you know what, I do understand the point of a reading journal. And I ordered that cutest little notebook in my witch ear with a little cat with wings. And I just realized that right now, the book I'm listening to, The Enchanted Greenhouse, there is a cat with wings. I just realized that. Anyway, this will not be a pretty reading journal or anything. It's really just putting notes to remember what's going on, if there is magic, how did I feel about it, and all those little notes, because some of the books I remember very well, and others, even though I did enjoy them a lot and I do recommend them, I don't remember everything. So anyway, I have my notes, I have my list of books I read on my computer. I'm like, you cannot see it, but I have the pile of books, I have my dog, I have my computer, I have my notebook. Somehow I will manage to get through this video. Okay, let's get started. January started very strongly. I don't have the physical copy, but I started at the end of December, The Road of Bones by Demi Winter, and I finished it in January. That was my first finished book of the month. And at the beginning, I was thinking, yeah, the writing is nice, the story, it's nice. The main character, she was like a little lost lamb in between all the very bad, bloodthirsty wolves. So it did bug me a little at the beginning. At the beginning, it bugged me a little. But then, by around the page 100, somewhere there, I was like, okay, this is getting better, because I was getting to new characters, new POV, and I was, okay, I get it. There is more maturity coming in the characters, the plot is still very good. And then I think by the page 150, I was hooked. I couldn't put it down. I, of course, afterwards got into the second book and then on the novella. And now currently I'm filming this on February 2nd. And I'm just so excited because tomorrow there is the third book. That's my first thoughts. Let's dive a bit more into it. If you don't know The Road of Bones, well, first of all, you should. How can you not? We follow, I don't remember her name, damn it. See, that's why I needed notes. But I didn't have the notebook by then. I don't remember her name, especially she has different names. So that's not all on me. She has to go through different names. We start the book, she is with her father working in working for, how do you call it? Like, you have those people who owns land and have much higher society, and they need a handful of people to do all the chores and dress them up and all those things. So she's working in one of those lands for one of the high-up family with her father. And it starts with the people from the land, the kingdom, who are coming by and just gathering the money for the people, and also they are trying to find Galdra. If I remember right, Galdra are the witches in this world, and they are not allowed to be alive. They go around, and also if they have any suspicions of any Galha, they then do, like in The Handmaid's Tale, you know, the stoning thing. Beautiful, lovely. So that's how it starts. Very happy, uplifting mood, very nice kingdom, very nice world, very nice king also that you get to know more about throughout the story. So that's how it starts. And with her father, we don't know why, but they have to always kind of be on the run, so they don't stay in places very long, and they have to change their names all the time. And I will not tell you more because you just have to read it and know. I will just tell you that then she ends up on the road with warriors who are in, she's 20, like she's 20. She has a very strong mind, like she's very driven, but at the same time she's very innocent because she's been cluttered by her father and protected, and that tiny world. Yes, now I will move that notebook around because it's in my head. She's very, at the same time, she knows the reality of how hard is this world and this kingdom and life there, but at the same time, she's very innocent about life. And also, she's not a warrior. She doesn't know how to defend herself, and even though she's being taught, she's still a mess. And it's really hard for her. So if you don't like those FMCs who don't know how to use a weapon and suddenly becomes strongest warrior ever, that's not her. She does her best, and she's being trained, and because she's so bad at it, they give her like the basic survival knowledge on how to attack and defend yourself. But whenever there is a conflict, they're like, okay, stay hidden, don't draw any attention, and just use what we taught you in case you need it. But beside that, don't go into the fight. So that's very nice. I'm going all over the place, but because the book is so good, I don't want to give away the plot. I want to tell you everything so you know why you should read it, or maybe you don't like any of the things I'm saying, so then you know that it's not for you, and that's okay too, even though you should really read it. Yeah, she's 20, but very naive about the world, even though she knows how hard is the world. She ends up with a bunch of warriors, which are in their 20s also. Then they go on a kind of a road trip, but not the nice road trip, like they go on the road of bones, and you don't want to be traveling on the road of bones. It's not like your easygoing little backpacking trip. And then I will not tell you more. I will tell you that there is multiple POV, which are very nicely done. You know why they're there, and some have very short chapters, but they do bring stuff to the story, and they do add to the tension and the wondering and what's going on, and to know everything. And then you have, of course, the main character, which has longer chapters, but everything is put so nicely into place, and I really, really love the pacing, because at the same time, it moves forward, and sometimes it goes a bit faster, sometimes a bit slower, but it's just done so nicely that you know everything that's going on. It doesn't end abruptly, because some books I've read, like you had the end of a chapter where they were just all gathering around, then end of chapter, and then you were following page, and we're like, when are we? What happened? How did the evening gathering went? How many days after are we? Is it the following day, 3 days, 3 weeks after? We don't know. So here the pacing is really nicely done. You have plot, you have politics. In the first book, you don't have much magic, but they tell you about magic. Yes, my cutie boy. Yes, go ahead. So they tell you a bit about magic, but not all of it. You get to know more about the politics, you have character developments, for better or worse. You get to see the bonding between people and the fallout between people. And all of this, it's really, really nicely done. And you might think there is a love triangle when reading it. Let me tell you, there is no love triangle. It's not a love triangle. It's not, oh, I don't know who to choose between him and him. That's not it. It's much better than this, because I'm not big on love triangle. So it's just so good. And then you go to the second book, which is named Kingdom of Claw. And in Kingdom of Claw, you get a new point of view that I cannot tell you who it is, but it's just so good. It gives you more perspective, it gives you more information. I do have to say at the beginning, I was a bit, when I was reaching this chapter point of view, this point of view chapters, I was like, no, but I wanted to keep going between these other two characters because I wanted so much to see them interact. But that's the only thing. I mean, it was still a very good point of view, and I knew why he was there, and it was still really good. I was just craving those two characters' information. So the second book gets better. You get even more into politics, get way more into the magic. You get to know everything about the well, not everything, but more about the magic system. And there is the ice spirit. What is the ice spirits? I cannot tell you, but I can tell you that in my head, I pictured them as a mix of those two Pokemon pictures I will put here. I'm really bad at drawing, so I wish I could draw you how I picture the ice spirit in my head, but it's a mix of those Pokemons, basically. You have monsters to fight. It's just so good. And then there is the novella which is Roots of Darkness. And there you have, again, new point of view, but you're so happy because during all the second book, there is some characters that you get separated from, and I was keep wondering, okay, but what happened to them? How are they dealing with everything? What's going on? Because we don't see them at all anymore. But then in the novella, you know, and you really need to read the novella after the two first book. And you need to read it before the book, which is coming out tomorrow when I'm filming this video. It's Dawn of the North, I think. That's the title of the third book. I will put you the cover somewhere. The novella just brings everything together, and I know I will be ready to dive in the new book tomorrow. I think that's all I have to say. I must have, I don't know, it says I've been filming for 13 minutes, so apparently I talked about it for 10 minutes, but it's so good. I was not expecting it to be that good, and the character development of the main girl that I cannot remember her name, but it's so good, and even though she's a little lamb lost between the wolf, she really grows, and also all the other characters, there is growth. Some good growth, some other development, and also I know that there will be a new point of view in the new book, which is very interesting because it's a character that apparently a lot of people love, and right now I'm not sure I like that character much. Like at the beginning was, yeah, okay, but there is some things that are putting me out. So I guess I will see how much I like that character or not tomorrow, because yes, I mean, I will pick it up directly tomorrow. So that was for the Road of Bones. If you have one thing to remember is go read it. That's the only. Then I finished an audiobook that I started in December. It was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the full cast edition. Still love all the work of the editing people, the sound people, the actor people. Still did a great job. Enjoyed it. I don't have to tell you much more about it. So I will go to Dragon Cursed. Dragon Cursed by Elise Kova. That was one of my most anticipated release of this year. I read it, well, it came out around the time I finished, did I read The Road of Bone that fast? I don't know. It came out on the 6th of January. It's Elise Kova, and it was so good. When I was reading it, I don't know why, but it was giving me Maze Runner and Divergent vibes. Not Hunger Games vibes, but really Maze Runner and Divergent. But please know that even though I do own the books, I've never read them. They've been on my shelf for over 10 years. I've seen the movies, never read the books. Maybe I should. I don't know. If you know, tell me. But I had that vibe. It's dystopian, but with dragon and magic. And you have a character, when they turn 18, they live in that seclusive village, city, and they're kind of left alone in the world. And when they turn 18, they need to go to the tribunal to see if they are dragon cursed. So basically the book is that main character going through the tribunal to see if she or any other of the people are dragon cursed. That's all I can tell you about the plot. It is very good. It was at the same time predictable and not predictable. What do I mean by that? I was all the time guessing, like, this could be an outcome, this could be an outcome. And there is one outcome that I saw coming, but I didn't see it, like I saw it coming, but I didn't think things would turn around that way. And why did it have to go that way? And then I was, no, it could have gone so many different ways. Why? It's a very good book if you love dragons, if you love dystopian with magic and kind of thrill. It was good. It was really good. I don't have as much of a rant to talk about as The Road of Bones. I don't have that much to say, but it was really good. There is also a very nice friendship going on because she gets in there with her best friend, and it's really nice. The romance is interesting. I was rooting for them. I did like it. It's intriguing, and you learn a lot. And the end of the book, I can tell you that I read the book on my Kindle. I will have the physical copy soon. It's on its way, and the next book will also be on its way as soon as the date is released. I think it's a duology, which is nice also. I think it's a duology, and that's all. I will definitely read the next book, and I definitely recommend, if you like dystopians and dragons, to give it a try. And I do like Elise Kova writing. Her writing is just, it's accessible, understandable, and it just keeps you wanting to know what's happened next. Then it gets tricky. I read Heavenly Bodies. You might have seen some sort of reels of me talking about it, because I was very shocked to see that he hates her more than she hates him. And when does that happen? So far in all the books I read, I don't recall it happening. The book is really nice, it's easy, the politics is simple, the world is simple, the magic is simple. It made me feel kind of like the Crimson Moss, Heartless Hunter book, where you have like a nice romance wrap up in a nice world, in a nice story. What I loved the most were the dialogues. I really like the dialogues because they hate each other, but they of course have to be together in some situation. The book starts by this girl that I still cannot remember names. I'm so bad with names. Elara. Well, at the beginning of the book, Elara gets kidnapped, and my dog is again moving my camera. Now he's gone. So at the beginning of the book, she gets kidnapped, and you don't really know what's going on. She doesn't know what's going on. She was at her party for her birthday, I think, in her kingdom, and things went down. You don't really know what's went down. And yeah, that's the start of the book. What else can I say? It was easy brain. It gave me exactly what I wanted. Which means romance with good plot, good politics, good magic, but also very easy to understand. I was not in the mood for something very addictive, heartbreaking, or deep or anything. I just wanted light and funny, and I had a really good time. I enjoyed it so much. I wanted to pick it up all the time. So do I recommend this one? Yes. If you're in the mood for this, if you want something heavier or more character development and everything, then no. I just realized I forgot to say one important thing about The Road of Bones, and you will see why I think about it now. While I was reading the second book, I was wondering, is the third book coming out in February the last one? Is it a trilogy? Because there is so many things going on, and the way the story is told and the way it moves along, it feels like a trilogy is too short. It cannot be wrapped up in one last book. Like, it would be too rushed. If it was just one book, the things would be too rushed. We would be missing out on too many things and too many character developments and story developments and politics. And I didn't see how it could be 3 books. So then I went digging, and indeed it's a 5-book series. And you know what? I saw one of these days, I don't remember, on social media, someone saying that the hot takes is that if a book is longer than a trilogy, it's a money grab. And for The Road of Bones, for me, I don't know yet how will be the next books, of course, but it does make sense. The pacing, the world, the characters, everything, for me, it makes sense. It will be a 5-book series. Plus, we don't know if we'll get more novellas or not. But it just makes sense. So for Heavenly Bodies, I do recommend this one if you're in a mood for something kind of similar, feeling Crimson Moth, like something nice and entertaining, but not that deep, would you say? You know what I mean? Like, not deep, like not so reflective or crushing or anything. But then I went into The Fallen Stars. The Fallen Stars. And I have to admit, while reading Heavenly Bodies, I was thinking, what will the second book be about? Because the story could easily be wrapped up in Heavenly Bodies. Like, I didn't see where the plot could go further. Then I read the end and was okay, I did not see that coming, definitely. I did not think the story would go that way. And I started to read Fallen Stars, and I had the hardest time, and I will tell you right away, that's the first DNF of this year. I had to force myself picking it up. It's not that it's not a good book, it's not that it's not a good story. The writing is all right. I mean, the writing is okay, it's not bad writing, but it was a complete shift in the mood, in the world, in the story, in the character relationship and development, in the dialogues. Like, it was a full shift of the story. It went completely in another way, and that was not what I signed up for, to be honest. So I pushed myself thinking, okay, there is that part of the plot that apparently gets resolved quite early on, and I've noticed that there were multiple point of view coming up. So I thought, okay, I will reach to at least the first new point of view to see why it's there, because I didn't understand why the new point of view was needed and where it goes. So I reached the plot resolution I was looking for and was, yeah, I should be so happy or relieved or something, and I was just, I didn't care. And then I saw the new point of view and I was, yeah, okay, I see exactly where this is going, and I don't care. So that's when I stopped it. I read to be happy to read, but if it's like, oh, it's reading time, but I have to go pick up that book, then I don't continue. It's not that it's a bad story. Honestly, if this had been the start of a completely unrelated series, I probably would have liked it. I probably would have read it more and go further in it. But not connected to the first one. I mean, for me, it didn't click. Maybe for you it clicks, but for me, it was just not it. My brain was, no, that's not connected. That doesn't work. So that's my feeling about it. Of course, I know that some people really liked it. Some people were really happy in the direction it went. I do have to say, I checked also how many books will be in this series, and it's also meant to be a 5-book series. And again, I don't see how the story and the plot can go along for 5 books, especially that this is very fast-paced, like medium to fast-paced. But I mean, the plot, the question, the story is moving along. Like, you don't get bored, you get your answers, you get the thing going. So with that speed and that story, I don't see how it would go 5 books. And unfortunately, I will probably never know, because it's very unlikely that I will try it again. And I will definitely then not pick up the next book, because what's the point, which is coming by the end of the year. But I saw reviews of some people who loved it even more than Heavenly Bodies, which I can see it, that they would like it more. Some people who said that they were trying to do too many like plots in one book. So yeah, that's my thoughts. But maybe you would like it. Maybe the full shift works for your brain, not the way it worked for mine. The next book I finished is an audiobook again, and that's The Spellshop by Beth Durst. Probably saw it because I see it quite a lot on social media. It's very nice, it's very fun if you want an introvert main character who is socially awkward and loves books and whose best and only friend is a talking plant. That's the book for you. No, it's really nicely done. The world is really interesting. It starts strong. Like, for cozy fantasy, it starts that she's escaping a revolution in the empire she lives in and end up on an island. And there on the island, there is a lot of people, and she doesn't like people. So she's trying to see what to do with her life, how to settle, how long she needs to stay there, and she meets along the way friends, love interests. The romance is not the core of the story, but it's still pretty present. Like, if I compare to We Reach, there is more love subplot, but it's not overwhelming love subplot either. But it's really nice. The characters and the creators are really, really interesting. I think, no, herself, she has like blue hair, and there is someone who has many arms. and you have some horse mare, sea mare, I don't know, some kind of, it's not hippocamp, but it's like horses that live in the water. I mean, it's very interesting. The talking plant is, of course, very nice. And yeah, if you like a cozy fantasy, I do recommend it. The audiobook is really good. I really like the narration and the voice of the author. The cover of the book itself is very pretty. So if you're into cozy book, then definitely go read this one. I'm actually currently listening to The Enchanted Greenhouse, which is the interconnected standalone following the story. And actually, we follow the story of someone that you would not expect to follow the story from. So that's all I will say. And there is a third book coming this summer. It's on my anticipated release video, by the way. That's it for the Spellshop. Then I wanted to read something. I don't know what I was in the mood for. I don't remember what I was in the mood for. After Fallen Star, I was kind of scared to go into a reading slump, and I thought, you know what? There is Lynette Noni Whisper duology that I still did not read, and maybe that's the time. Maybe it's good because I know that whatever happens, I enjoy Lynette Noni writing, so I'm less likely to want to DNF another book. So I went into Whisper and Weapon. That's the second book. It's sci-fi more than fantasy, and it's set in 2020 or so, like modern time. You follow a girl who's been locked up somewhere for over 2 years and a half, and in 2 years and a half she did not say a single word. But where is she? Why is she there? Why didn't she talk for over 2.5 years? What do they want from her? What's happening? You don't know when you have to read to know. So the first book, I really enjoyed it, especially you had all her internal monologue going on, and you were as lost as her because actually she doesn't know either what's going on and why she's here and everything. So it was really nice. I really liked the pace. Like you can guess what's going on, but not fully. Like it's not very predictable to me. It was not that predictable, but it was very nice, and she meets some people along the way, still trying to see if she talks. I love Lynette Noni writing, and I will say that compared to Meadowrun Chronicles and Prison Healer, this one felt more YA. Story was easier to follow, and then I went into Weapon, and Weapon was a bit more predictable. Also a lot of, to me, repetition, like because we were still going to the internal monologue of her, but you already knew which question she had, and it was more repeating the questions she had over and over again. Some of the plot was a bit more predictable, but the story overall was nice. The character developments, like it's not strong character developments, I would say, but you get to see things going one way and the story evolve, and you get to see more about, I wouldn't say politics, because that's not politics. And there is some kind of magic. Do we call it magic? Not really. It's more, I don't want to give away, but it's more sci-fi. So it's more, I cannot say without giving the plot away. I will just say it's sci-fi. So it's not magic. Do of that as you will. Do I recommend this book? I would say if you love Lynette Noni, you would probably have a good time. If you don't want something too YA or too predictable as sci-fi, then I don't know if you will have the best time of your life, but it was still a really nice book. I still enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was not my favorite Lynette Noni books because, I mean, with Meadowrun Chronicles and Prison Healer, it was really high. It would have been hard to top that, but it was still nice. It was still good if you want deep into sci-fi without going overly deep into it. I would say it's a good start because I am not a sci-fi person. So. Anything else I will have to say about it? No, because then I have to give away the plot. And if you want to read it, you will be mad at me. Then I finished another audiobook because, yes, I had quite a lot of driving this month. And it was the third Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. Still not my favorite movie. And in the book, not my favorite book. I really like the Murder's Map story and the Lupin story and everything else. I mean, it's still nice. But yeah. I will also not go overly about it. Everybody knows, and if you don't know, then you're not, probably not interested. So here we go. And then I came back. I finished Whisper and Weapon, and I came back. And originally, after Whisper and Weapon, I wanted to go into some heavier, epic fantasy and all. But after my 3 days training, 6 hours drive to come back from that training, knowing that I already had to drive 6 hours to go there, I was so exhausted. My body, my brain, everything was, nothing could move anymore. So I thought, you know what? You know what's the time for? To finally finish the Baby Dragon Coffee. If you've seen my reading vlog and my December wrap-up, you know that I started this book. I went halfway through and I did not finish it because I got sick, and then I was just not in the mood for it. So here I thought, you know what, I really need something easy for my brain, something that doesn't require a lot of brain power from me, something easy to read and just fun and not a very complex world building to understand. I finished this book. You can see my original thoughts on my December vlog and wrap-up. There is hair of my dogs everywhere. So just, that's the joys of an Australian Shepherd. So I will not go on too much into it. I will say that my thoughts did not much change from the half of the book. There is no spice, it's closed doors, but it went further than I thought. The characters are still nice, the story is nice, the baby dragon is nice. I still feel like the dialogues and the interaction between the two main characters are very bleak. Like, see how I said Heavenly Bodies had, I loved the dialogues because it was witty and they were like sarcastic and like picking at each other and stuff. Here it's very bland. It's very basic, normal interaction, like rom-com interaction. So yeah, very basic. You don't have world building. I mean, just that it's kind of modern life, but they have baby dragons. And dragons, of course, because then they grow. And that's the only fantasy you have. There is no magic, there is no politics, there is no world building. I know in cozy fantasy you wouldn't expect, but in other cozy fantasy I read, there was still a bit of politics and magic. Here is just the baby dragons. One thing I did appreciate is that there is no miscommunication trope, because there was one thing going on, it was kind of a secret, and I thought, oh no, it will be like in the Christmas movies, that what do you mean you came here because you had to tear down my business and destroy and build new building complex? How dare you? And then they fight, and then she's like, no, but I've changed. So I was expecting that, but no, you don't have this. They talk about things through, they don't hide stuff, and it goes smoothly. So that was very nice because I get really annoyed about this. That's my additional thoughts I didn't have from the others. It's nice, it's fun if you want a cozy fantasy which has a lot of romance and not a lot of magic and world building, then that's the one for you. Then there is the Baby Dragon Bakery, which is here. I will read it. I will definitely not binge them because they're interconnected standalone and they are cozy fantasies. So I'm not in the mood to binge. Those books. It is nice though because you get here introduced on the characters that you will find here, so that's a nice thing. And I guess I will pick this one up next time I'm in the mood for some brain easy, fun, light read. And I know that there is also the Baby Dragon bookshop coming in February, March. I don't know, it's coming somewhere next year. You can look it up if you like those kind of books. And that ends our January wrap-up, which was quite long because I read a lot of books and I spent a lot of time talking about the Road of Bones. So here we are. Then I started at the end of January a new book, but as a bit of teasing for February wrap-up, it was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, my very first V.E. Schwab book. So I'll give you all my thoughts about it in February wrap-up. And as I said, I also have started the new audiobook, which is The Enchanted Greenhouse, following the Spellshop. And that again you will see in my February wrap-up because I didn't have time to vlog anything so far. I will probably vlog some other stuff in February. I guess that's it. I will not talk for much longer. I hope you had good insight of the books, and that you found some books that you would be intrigued or that could be working for you or that you would like. If you have to take away one thing from this reading vlog, is read The Road of Bones. And on that note, I will leave you be. I wish you a beautiful day and hope to see you around somewhere, and let me know what were your best books of January. Bye!